Who said a Lexus can't run past 700,000 miles? It absolutely can. So here are 8 simple things that can help your Lexus last far longer without major repairs. Number 1, don't stretch your oil changes. Let's start with something simple, but way more important than most people think. Oil changes. Now, if you own a Lexus, you've probably seen those longer service intervals and thought, I'm good for a while. And technically, you are. Modern engines and synthetic oils are designed to last longer than they used to. But people who actually push their cars to extreme mileage don't just follow the maximum interval. They play it smarter. Because even if the oil is still within range, what's really happening inside the engine after thousands of miles of heat, pressure, and constant movement? Over time, engine oil doesn't just get dirty, it slowly loses its ability to protect. Heat breaks it down, contaminants build up, and its viscosity starts to change. So even before it technically expires, it's already not performing at its best. That's why high-mileage Lexus owners often change their oil earlier than recommended, because they understand what that fresh oil is actually doing, reducing friction, carrying away heat, and protecting every moving part inside your engine. And in a precision-built engine like a Lexus, that protection matters even more. It's not about being paranoid, it's about staying ahead of wear instead of reacting to it later. And while fresh oil protects what's happening inside the engine, there's another system quietly working just as hard in the background, and people completely trust it when they probably shouldn't. Number 2, don't trust lifetime transmission fluid. This one sounds reassuring at first. You'll often hear that your Lexus comes with lifetime transmission fluid, which makes it feel like one less thing to worry about. And honestly, that's exactly why most owners never touch it. If the manufacturer says it lasts a lifetime, why question it, right? But what does lifetime actually mean for a transmission that's constantly dealing with heat, pressure, and friction every single time you drive? Transmission fluid isn't just sitting there. It's actively doing multiple jobs at once, lubricating internal components, cooling the system, and helping control gear shifts through hydraulic pressure. But over time, all of that stress adds up. Heat cycles break the fluid down, and tiny metal particles from normal wear start circulating inside it. Even high-quality fluid can't stay in perfect condition forever. And once that fluid starts degrading, it doesn't protect or perform the same way anymore. Shifts may still feel smooth at first, especially in a Lexus, but internally, wear is slowly increasing. That's why people who keep their cars for the long run don't rely on the word lifetime. They replace transmission fluid at reasonable intervals to keep everything operating the way it was designed to. It's a quiet kind of maintenance, but it makes a massive difference over time. Now, fluid health keeps things protected during long drives. There's a completely different pattern that slowly wears engines down from the opposite direction, especially when your trips are shorter than you think. Number 3. Avoid short trips. On the surface, short drives feel harmless. Quick grocery runs, short commutes, dropping someone off, it all seems like easy, low-stress use for your car. In fact, it feels like you're saving the car by not driving it too hard or too far. But engines don't really see it that way, because when a drive ends before everything reaches operating temperature, something incomplete is left behind inside the system. When your Lexus starts cold, the engine runs slightly richer, meaning more fuel is injected to stabilize combustion. At the same time, internal temperatures are still low, so moisture from combustion doesn't fully evaporate. On longer drives, heat burns off that excess moisture and fuel residue. But during short trips, that process never finishes. Instead, condensation can build up inside the engine, and unburned fuel can slowly dilute the oil. This leads to sludge formation, reduced lubrication quality, and increased internal wear. And it's not just the engine. The transmission fluid also takes longer to reach optimal viscosity, which affects how smoothly and efficiently it operates during those short cycles. Occasional short trips are fine, but when they become the main driving pattern, the car spends most of its life in a not fully ready state. That partial warm-up already creates internal stress, but the next one decides how smoothly everything settles into motion. Number 4, pay attention to cold starts. Cold starts are one of those moments that feel completely routine. You start the car, maybe wait a few seconds, and then you're on your way. And yes, letting the car idle for a bit does help. Even 30 to 60 seconds is enough for basic circulation. But in reality, that's only a small part of what's actually happening during a cold start. After the engine is running smoothly and everything feels normal, internally, some critical components are still not operating under ideal conditions yet. When your Lexus starts cold, engine oil hasn't fully circulated to every component. It takes a little time for proper oil pressure to build and reach tight tolerances inside the engine, especially in areas like camshafts and valve trains. At the same time, metal parts are still slightly contracted due to lower temperatures. As the engine warms up, these components expand and settle into their optimal clearances. Until that happens, friction is naturally higher. Fuel delivery is also slightly richer during this phase, which helps the engine run smoothly, but can leave behind minor residue if pushed too hard too soon. So the real key isn't just idling, it's how you drive in the first few minutes. Gentle acceleration, smooth inputs, and giving the system time to stabilize makes a noticeable difference over thousands of cycles. Now, early stage stress comes from temperature and timing, but what if there's a part of the system that quietly depends on pressure staying perfectly balanced? Before we move on, if this is already changing how you look at your car, then take a moment and subscribe to the channel, because more simple habits like these can save you from some seriously expensive mistakes later. Number 5, keep the cooling system pressure stable. When people think about engine cooling, they usually think about coolant levels and maybe changing it once in a while. That's important too. But the cooling system in your Lexus isn't just about fluid sitting inside. It's a sealed, pressurized system designed to manage heat with precision. That pressure is what allows the coolant to do its job properly, especially under high temperatures. So even if your coolant level looks perfectly fine, what happens if the system isn't holding pressure the way it's supposed to? Basically, the cooling system relies on consistent pressure to raise the boiling point of the coolant. This means the fluid can absorb more heat without turning into vapor. If something small fails, like a worn radiator cap, a weak hose, or even a tiny leak, that pressure starts to drop. And when that happens, coolant can begin to boil at lower temperatures, reducing its ability to cool the engine effectively. This doesn't always show up as immediate overheating. Sometimes it leads to slow, uneven temperature fluctuations that quietly stress engine components over time. In more serious cases, air can enter the system, creating hot spots where cooling becomes inconsistent. That's where hidden damage begins. Keeping the system sealed and pressure stable isn't complicated, but it requires paying attention to small components that are easy to overlook. Still, it's interesting how something as small as a cap or hose can affect such a critical system. And that idea actually goes deeper, because some of the cheapest parts in your car can end up causing the most expensive problems if ignored. Number 6, replace small parts early. Not every problem in a car starts with something big. In fact, some of the most expensive failures begin with parts that cost almost nothing. We're talking about things like rubber hoses, seals, gaskets, and belts. Small components that don't get much attention because they seem too minor to matter. But in a machine as precisely built as a Lexus, even these small parts play a critical role in keeping everything running smoothly. However, if these parts are so cheap and simple, why do they end up being involved in some of the most costly repairs? The reason comes down to timing. These components are constantly exposed to heat, pressure, and vibration. Slowly, rubber hardens, seals lose flexibility, and belts start to weaken. The problem is, they usually don't fail gradually in a way you can easily notice. A hose might look fine from the outside, then suddenly crack under pressure. A worn seal can start leaking without warning, and a failing belt can snap at the worst possible moment. After this, the damage doesn't stay limited to that small part. A coolant hose failure can lead to overheating, and a bad seal can cause fluid loss. And suddenly, what could have been a small, inexpensive fix turns into a major repair. Replacing these parts early isn't about being overly cautious. It's about preventing chain reactions that cost far more later. Now that was for replacing the part, but what parts should you actually choose? Because not every replacement behaves the same, especially inside the engine. Number 7, use OEM parts. We all know it's tempting to go for cheaper alternatives. After all, if something looks the same and fits the same, it should work the same too, right? Well, no. Things aren't always that simple. Most cars are engineered with extremely tight tolerances, especially in areas like the engine, sensors, and fuel systems. Every component is designed to work in sync with very specific specifications. But if aftermarket parts are more affordable and widely available, what's the real downside of using them in place of original components? The difference usually comes down to precision and consistency. OEM, also known as original equipment manufacturer parts, are built to match the exact standards your Lexus was designed around. With aftermarket parts, even slight variations in material, calibration, or fitment can affect performance. This becomes important with sensors like the MAF sensor, oxygen sensors, or ignition components, where accurate readings are critical. A small inconsistency can throw off fuel mixtures, timing, or engine behavior in subtle ways that don't always show up immediately. With time, this can lead to reduced efficiency, rough performance, or even long-term wear that wouldn't happen with properly matched components. It's not that every aftermarket part is bad, but when you're aiming for long-term reliability, consistency matters more than short-term savings. And once everything is maintained with the right parts, the final piece comes down to something much simpler: the way the car is driven every single day. Number 8, drive smoothly over the long term. For the last step, this one isn't about a single habit you can fix overnight. It's about how you drive your car every single day, without even thinking about it. Some people treat driving like a series of short bursts, quick acceleration, hard braking, constant speed changes. And in a Lexus, it's easy to get away with that because the car feels stable, powerful, and incredibly refined no matter how you drive it. That's exactly what makes this habit so easy to ignore. So when the car feels perfectly capable of handling aggressive inputs, does driving style over time really make a noticeable difference in how long it lasts? Yes, it does, and it adds up more than most people realize. Every time you accelerate hard, the engine and transmission work under higher load. Every sudden brake puts stress on braking components and shifts weight across the drivetrain. Individually, these moments don't seem like a big deal, but over thousands of miles, they create a consistent pattern of higher wear. On the other hand, smooth driving keeps everything operating within a more stable range. Gradual acceleration reduces strain on transmission components. Steady speeds help maintain optimal engine efficiency, and gentle braking prevents unnecessary stress on multiple systems at once. It's not about driving slow, it's about driving control. In the end, your driving style becomes one of the biggest factors in how well your car holds up mechanically. Now I want to know, which of these habits are you already following? Share your thoughts below. And if you enjoy learning surprising things about Lexus cars, go ahead and subscribe. You may even like one of the videos on your screen. See you on the next one.